Ma'am, you are on mute.
We are live now. So welcome all.
Thanks.
Please take it, Santosh.
Yes, ma'am. I am. Yeah. So very good afternoon. Alle Anfang ist schwer is a German proverb, and the literal translation is all beginnings are hard. To put it in a local language, it is starting trouble. No matter what you are undertaking in life, whether it's learning a new language, embarking on a career, or working on a new project, if you start something from scratch, you will stuck at it at first. That's part of a natural phenomenon and the way it should be. Don't worry too much about it and just keep at it until you get it right. Today, we are here to know and to explore the importance of one of the Europe's most widely spoken language, German. How German helps during study, during work, and to be a part of German culture, etc. Hence, we present the webinar German language to accomplish your goals, to improve your career perspectives, and key to your happiness. First of all, I would like to welcome Professor Dr. Jyoti Venkatesh, Chairperson, Center for Global Languages, Bengaluru City University, to the webinar. Welcome you, ma'am. I would also like to extend my warm welcome to the speakers of today's webinar. Mr. Mohammad Masroor Ali. He works as process engineer in Orle in Köln, Germany. Welcome, Masroor.
Hello, thanks.
I would also like to welcome Mr. Shankar China Shanmugam. He is the alumni of Center for Global Languages. Welcome, Shankar.
Thank you.
I would like to welcome all the faculty of CGL and the participants and the viewers to the webinar. Today's webinar will provide you with the roadmap to higher education in Germany, followed by student life and job opportunities in Germany. The webinar will also focus on work-life culture in Germany. The importance of learning German at all these stages will be discussed in detail by the speakers. So first of all, I would like to start my presentation on the higher education in Germany. Yeah. So these are the contents of my presentation. So first we'll start with a roadmap. So the stages of studying in a foreign country, and then we'll discuss why specifically you have to choose Germany. And then the most important thing, the financial aspect also we are going to discuss. And then we will get into the brief intro into the types of educational institutions and how we are going to search a program which is suitable to you and how to get an admission into the university. And most importantly, about the language requirements. So later part of the presentation will deal with how to get a scholarship and the visa requirements and the working conditions in Germany. So before you decide to study in a foreign country, whether it's Germany, France, Italy, any country, so what all you need to do? So stage one is what you have to understand why, what is the need to study in a foreign country. And then stage two, you're going to collect the basic informations. For example, why that country is suited to me, why I should go and study there, what are all the benefits. And then, so once that is being decided, you should see whether you meet the requirements of the host country or not. That's very important. And then you're going to search for a course which is of your interest, and then you're going to select the course. So once this course is selected, you're going to get into the application procedure. So once an admission confirmation comes from the university, you will start applying for visa, and then you arrive at a foreign country, finish your course, and then you're going to either return to your home country or you're going to work there for a couple of years, or maybe you have an option of settling down. So these are all the 10 stages if you want to study in a foreign country, whether it's Germany or any country, irrespective of that, these are these stages. But now, since the webinar is on Germany, now we get into why Germany. So why to study in Germany? So these are all the technical reasons why you have to choose Germany. So, as all of us know, Germany has got high academic standards and it is well known for research works. And Germany has got over 300,000 international students studying in the country. And it is very important that most of the German universities, more than 50 universities, would come within 500 top rankings in the world. And Germany would also offer not only technical education, but they also offer you arts, business, music, and a lot of other activities as a part of their study. So these are the technical reasons. But what are all the cultural reasons you have it? So Germany is an European Union nation. So when you enter into Germany, you have an option to explore all the countries which comes under European Union. And learning German language and then learning the culture would definitely put you on the higher side. And then it also opens gates to different countries in the European Union. So now we have decided that we have to do our higher education in Germany. And now what are all the requirements? The first requirement, you should have a valid passport. Then you should have a proper educational certifications to get into higher studies in Germany. And then if you've worked in India for a couple of years, of course, you need to have an experience certificates. And then, of course, English comes into picture. You should have a proficiency of English. And more important, you should have sufficient funds with you to go and study in Germany. And final thing is going to be the visa. So that's the general requirements, and these are all the academic requirements. So where you should be critically strong. So to get into an higher education, I mean to say for the master program in Germany, so you should have a bachelor degree first. So that's the most important thing. So once you have a bachelor degree, that's the basic eligibility criterion. So after that, you should see the requirement of the individual university. So what are the requirement of an individual university in which you are interested in? So maybe they might ask you a German language, they might ask you to appear for GRE, they might ask you to appear for GMAT, depending on the university. So these are all the academic requirements. And then the language requirements. So why language is so important academically, if I say? So some of the universities are making at least basic A1 and A2 level mandatory for students, just because the students would speed up the process of involving in all activities in Germany. If you don't know German language, it's quite tough to get into the social life in Germany, because most of the people doesn't speak English that well. So in that case, German becomes a key factor to be a part of the society and to involve in the society as quickly as possible. So that's the reason German language is very important, even academically too. Within the campus, mostly everything would be done using German language, using English language, but outside the campus, it is a little bit tough. So, and the critical part for all the students is the financial aspect. So how much we need to spend on higher education? So as all of us know, German universities will charge no fees. Only few universities will charge a moderate amount of the fees, and that too very, very negligible, maybe 500 euros per semester. But most of the universities offer education for free. But now, why do you need money? You need money for your living expenses. So on an average, you're going to spend about 8,000 euros per year on the living expenses. So for this, you need to have a financial support. So remember, tuition fee is zero or it is negligibly less, but the living expenses are to be bared by the student. So now you have decided Germany to be the country and you have done all the requirements, you have fulfilled all the requirements, and next thing comes the course selection. So how we are going to do the selection of the course and who would be your first contact? Yeah. So your first contact is going to be the DAT. This is what we call it as the German Exchange Service. So which we call it as Deutscher Akademischer Austauschdienst. So this DAAD has got connecting points in Delhi, Pune, Bangalore, and other major parts of the country. And Mrs. Sukanya Tamalpadi. So she's a regional officer for Karnataka and Kerala, and she's a point of contact in Bangalore. And Sukanya ma'am is also my colleague, and she works at CGL. And what DART provides us? So DART provides us the basic information about the universities. It also counsels students, and it also helps in finding the scholarships and grants. So this is the first point of contact. And now, what are all the types of institutions we have in Germany? So there are basically two types of institutions. The first institution, we call it as the research universities. In German, we call it as TU or Universität. So these universities will offer you undergraduate and then professional programs, master programs, and doctoral degrees. Then second category, we have got University of Applied Sciences, which we call them as Fachhochschulen. So they are more towards the practice-oriented institutes, and they offer us bachelor's and master programs. In addition to this, we also have research institutes like Fraunhofer Institutes and Max Planck Institute. But now, which one you want to select now? So for that, you need to know the difference between the universities, difference between these two things. Now, the first column gives about the University of the Applied Sciences. They concentrate mostly on the practical knowledge. Yeah, so, and it is application oriented teaching. But when it comes to university, so they're all research based teachings. So hence, it depends on your interest whether to get into University of Applied Sciences or to get into the technical universities. If you're more interested towards research, get into technical university. If you're more interested towards the practical application side, then you're getting into the University of Applied Sciences. So in Germany, we have got enormous number of technical universities and also the University of Applied Sciences. So now DAG will help you in selection of the right universities. And this is the website of the DART. So wherein you can log into this website, www.daad.de, and then you look for the international programs. And this is more or less like buying something from Amazon or from Flipkart. You just have to choose your keywords. You want to do master degree for 2 years, language is English, and this is the location. You can filter out your searches depending on your interest. So once you have found out the university, and yes, this is the right university, and I meet the requirements of this university, the next thing comes the application procedure. So now, whom to contact for the application procedure? So we have got the Uni Assist in picture. The Uni Assist is an institute in Germany, and they help all the international students to get through the admission process. But they don't guarantee the admission, but they help you in making the documentation in a easier way. They take the documents from the students and they convert those documents into German grading system, and they present that document to the university. But remember, not all the universities in Germany come under Uni Assist. So there are about 180 universities which come under Uni Assist, which means Uni Assist, through Uni Assist, you can apply to any of these 180 universities. For rest of the universities, you have to do on your own. Okay. And then if you request the Uni Assist to have to give you a private document, they will also provide you a private document, which you can use it to send it to other universities, which doesn't come under Uni Assist. But that you have to do it personally. But what are all the charges by the Uni Assist? The charges are very nominal. For the first university, you're going to apply with euro 75. And for the second and subsequent universities, they will be charging 15 euros extra. Yeah, so if you want to make use of the service of the Uni Assist, you please visit the website uniassist.de. They will collect all the documents from you. They convert it to German grading system and they send it to the universities, and they also send an information to you. But again, remember, not all the universities would come under Uni Assist. The universities which doesn't come under Uni Assist, you have to do a personal application. So now you have selected the university and then you have applied for the university. Now we are waiting for the result, whether you are accepted or not. So meanwhile, you can concentrate on the scholarships. So on the right side, you have got all the list of financing agencies in Germany. So these financing agencies will provide the finance depending on your interest, how strong you are academically, and also in terms of language, and also in terms of your creativity, how good you are. So based on that, the scholarship would be granted. The next slide, we have got the basic requirements. So what are all the requirements? You should be technically strong, you should be academically strong, you should be strong in language, both in English and German is an added advantage, and you should have a good recommendation from your professors, or you should have good recommendation from the previous employer. So based on all these categories, you would be taken for a scholarship. So if you get a scholarship, it is well and good, but if you don't get a scholarship, you have to arrange your personal finances. So now you have got an admission from the university, and now it's time to apply for the visa. So I've got three types of visa. The one we call it as the language course visa, which is exclusively to learn language in Germany. So which means you can take a visa for about 3 months to 1 year to learn only language in Germany. So this is possible, which we call it as the language course visa. And then student applicant visa. So just to visit the universities, you can take it. But most of the Indian students would not prefer to do that. But the third category is what we are going to do it. So that's called a student visa. The process starts only after you receive an admission confirmation from a German university. So before that, you cannot start the process. So once you get an admission confirmation from a German university, you're going to start with the student visa. So now how you're going to finance? So the first option, you could have got a scholarship by this time. If you don't have a scholarship, then you apply for a bank loan and get the finances done. Or else if you have earned quite a lot of money, you can present your bank statement and you can be financed yourself. Or else your parents or maybe your guardians could give you the required financial support. Now, how much finance is necessary? And approximately 8,700 euros per year should be shown to get a student visa. And remember, this amount would be deposited into a blocked account. So which means you cannot withdraw more than a particular amount of money in a month. Yeah, so that is what the important in terms of the finances. So now they're applying for the visa process. So these are all the stages. You would have got, admission confirmation, and then you get into the VFS. So VFS is the authority in India which takes through to the visa process. You're going to take an application form, schedule an appointment, then pay the visa fees, and then you have to wait a minimum of 15 to 30 days to get your visa done. So this is what the time gap. And once it is done, so you're good to go to Germany. So, and this is, I've added an extra slide because most of the people would ask you, sir, can I work there? Because living expenses are so much, it's about 8,000 euros a year. Can I work there as a student? Of course, you can work there as a student. But again, remember, to work as a student, the most basic thing is German. If you know German, it's easier to get a part-time job. You can either work in the campus within the university, or you can work outside the campus. So depending on the availability of the jobs. Okay. So, but how many days you can work? You can work 90 full days, or you can work 180 half a days per year. So whatever the amount you get through this one should be able to bear at least half the living expenses so that you could be relieved from your financial burden. Okay. And this is all the additional links which I put up. Yeah, so maybe you all can make a note of it. So which gives you more information about Germany and higher education in Germany. The funding resources are made and what are all the do's and don'ts and how to carry out the research. So all the information would be present under these websites. And finally, to summarize, if you want to study in Germany, you should start your preparation 1 year in advance. Let's say you want to go in 2022 October, December, that's a winter intake. You should start your preparation 1 year before. See, this shows the roadmap. So what you're going to do first, in the month of October and December, a 1 year prior to your arrival in Germany, you're going to contact the DAD info point and take all the basic information about the universities, about the courses, and all the information. and in the month of January and March. So you're going to look into the application procedure. You're going to look into the requirements of the university. What do they need? So depending on the requirement, you have to prepare your documentation. And almost during the same period, maybe around March, April, May, June, the admission will be open to the international students. So at the time, you can contact Uni Assist to apply for a for a university in Germany, or else you can do it on your own. You have got the choice to make. But I personal suggestion is that never end up at a consultancy in India, because consultancies would not care the personal things. Yeah, so please make sure that you're going to do the application procedure on your own, or else you're going to go through the Uni Assist. So your application is being sent, and then you wait for the admission confirmation. So once the admission confirmation comes in the month of June, July, around like that, so you're going to apply for the visa, but make sure by the time you should have had your finances in your hand. Yeah, so only then the visa could be processed. So without the sufficient financial backup, sanctioning a visa would be a real tough task. And again, the month of September and October, you're going to arrive at the university, and then you start your studies and everything. And please don't forget to take the residence permit within 3 months of your arrival in Germany. Yeah. So this is all about the higher education in Germany. So I hope it was very clear. So now, so far what I've discussed, I've discussed a student from India to Germany. So which means what all things to be done to get into a German university. But now next we have got Mr. Shankar Chinnashanmugam. He is the alumni of Center for Global Languages, and he moved to Germany in 2019, and he graduated from SRH University Heidelberg with a master degree in big data business analytics. He has over 11 years of experience in IT field and has worked as in many areas in his field. And now currently is working in SAP Heidelberg, Germany. So I would request Shankar to brief us about the role of German and how German helped him to enter and to study in Germany and to get into a job. Yes, please, Shankar.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. And, thank you, Santosh. And thank you, Jyoti ma'am. And yeah, I would like to share some of the presentation which I prepared. I hope you can see my window.
Still not now.
Okay.
Yeah, we could see.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. Here are the slides.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Once again, good afternoon all. My name is Shankar, and thanks to Jyoti ma'am, chairperson, and to provide opportunity over here to demonstrate. And I'll just give about my introduction. Basically, like my native town is Puttur, Andhra. I came from Bangalore to work, as well as initially I started my career in IT field. Then I started in master. I was interested, and I joined. I was planning for the uh, uh, study my masters, especially in the Germany. So why is the reasons which already Santosh covered with me most of the things, and ambition, culture, whatever. So he covered almost everything. So that's where like in 2017 I started my learning. Even I finished in 2018. I finished. Then I moved into the in 2019 I got opportunity to study in SRA. So here the qualification and the uh, helped me as well as the German initial A1 level also. So that's where initially I thought how this could be helpful in early stages of learning, but it was very important. Without this language, might be I was in the very dilemma. And first time I flight to Germany or any outside of the India also. So here I want to tell one of the good thing is Fraunhofer Institute in my experience. So here, which in my experience, I did it IT background I have, and I choose my works. Masters, as well as choosing the best option is ultimately we need to be very curious when it comes to the student life. So that's where I focused on the Fraunhofer Institute. I got getting chance. This is not possible without helping of my German friends over here. For that, the German is very important for communication. Anything, if you are asking someone some help, they are very much interested to help and to communicate more, and it is very important. So without that, it is not tough to or it is not possible to get into the Fraunhofer Institute also. The application for the applying here is not like process. It is process oriented. Those things we will get it from the your German friends, especially who already aware of this. And also why I mentioned the jogging. So I just mentioned my hobby is jogging, as well as there are so many sports activities available. Whatever we see in day-to-day life or in any sports channel, all the sports possibilities while studying itself, you can utilize your opportunities over here. So if you want to make a group with a group of persons members, then this is your skills to communicating with them is very important. So this is in sports while for your passion on not only for studies, also your hobbies also, it is very much important over here. And the next comes the difference between the education system in India and here. Over here is everything we have to learn our own. So when you have the doubts, you have to get it clarified with your friends. For example, if you ask them, they will definitely help you. But how you are approaching is, for example, if you found English studying student, then it is good. If not, you have to communicate with the German friends. So they will tell in detail when you know the language very far better. It doesn't mean they won't help you out. It is more like our local communication kind of thing. So that's where the educational system also very helpful for us. And of course, easy of finding friends. I have to tell here, my day one of I boarded to the Frankfurt airport. So there there was a one lady. She helped me into the boarding the Frankfurt to my university. So there are whenever you have the little communication from coming from the India to Germany, that each and everything will be very important for us. So that is the first scenario I experienced with the importance of the German language. While coming to that later in my career, it was going for the network, meetup, sports, which I already mentioned everything. So this will be like ongoing process throughout my academic experience. While coming to the study materials, applications, everything will be in German. So whenever you want to apply any postings or any educational system offerings or anything, you need to be understand the content or advertisement. It will be available in the German. So the importance is very much required. It is like professionally also very much important because our Ali is going to cover on that part. So I'm skipping those points. Now, it is like study market and communication and for a Saturday market. It's not a study market, Saturday market. For example, if you are going for the shopping in the weekend, like a live market, not going for the malls and all, there the communication you will get discount also. It may feels like funny, bargaining and all, but see the it is like adding flavors to the language whenever you are speaking their language. So that's where wherever if you order, I personally faced some of the things like I order the pizza, for example, but they will ask me what is the toppings and what different layers they will ask in the ordering a pizza itself. If you don't know or not able to communicate them, we will get it the basic things. If you know the language, then you should be knowing everything in case of ordering the food itself. So it is like the flavor which in India I faced like we will get whatever instantly when we know the local language. In the same way here also, if you get toppings or addings to the language, some flavors, it is very very important over here. So and also I want to tell here the first thing is every day morning I get up and I go out up to 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning. We have to wish everyone, say hello, hi, everything in German communications only, else they won't respect us. So it is like they will think we don't know some kind of manners about us. So that is the basic things. Initial days I was very very faced, and of course I was very easily adapted to them, and it was very interesting. Of course it is nothing on a culture wise also no difference and all. That's what my personal experience over here. While coming to the educational field in depth, so universities, uh, Santosh already covered, and language learnings, I will talk about more about here. So here, uh, on top of, for example, I finished A1 at our Bangalore University. Now I want to go for the next level of language, A2 or B1 level. So universities provides the language learnings also in part of our academic studies. Within these 2 years, you can plan your education system and learn more advanced level of German speaking. So it all depends on your interest. The next thing is once you know the language, you will open with opportunities, plenty of opportunities. For example, if you have the 100 opportunities in any case, anything, if for looking for a job or looking for an apartment or looking for a friend, anything you can take. It is not only like I'm talking professionally, it is like to communication with anything. So if you some person is crossing you, if you wish while jogging also, so you will make the conversations and we will understand some day-to-day activities kind of thing. So these are the very very important opportunities we will open up when we know this language importance. The next part is come to the importance. I have to tell a short in an intro about the professional life which I faced in my finding the work student as well as my full-time job. So when you know, when I, even though I have the full experience in IT field, uh, but I need some two things as a fresher, how easily he can get job, and for an experienced guy, it is even knowing only English guy is getting job. For example, for German guys, for if you know anyone German, then the even freshers getting job is very high. So if he is not ready to learn this language, then my friend who faced problems too hard to get into settle the life over here. So this is like some kind of experience I faced in my work student level, and after coming to myself as well as I'm comparing with my fellow mates. So these are the some of the important points we have to considering while studying and surviving and making friends and networking kind of thing. So finally, I would like to conclude over here, like first learn the language and interact with everyone and success your career. Thank you, Santosh.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Shankar. Yeah, so it was nice that you shared your experiences and how important the language. As soon as you arrived in Germany, that the lady helped you. It didn't happen only with you; it happened with me also. Yeah, so I think Masrur still remembers Alba. Do you remember Masrur?
Yeah, I remember Alba. Yeah.
Yes, so she used to help us a lot. Yeah, so when we were
Yeah.
there, we arrived in Germany. She was the one who used to help us a lot. And you still remember Gatiso Tinano, Masrur?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they helped us a lot. Yeah, so they would definitely help us a lot. But a basic knowledge of German language is always a plus point. Yeah, to start
Yeah.
your life in Germany. Yeah. So thank you, Ms. Shankar. It was interesting and it was nice. And now we go to Mohammad Masroor. He is my friend, and he has studied chemical engineering in India, and then he moved to Germany to pursue a master's in chemical engineering, and he has got a master degree from Technical University Dortmund, Germany. And he has an experience of over 10 years in various chemical and pharmaceutical sectors, and currently is working for Ole as a process engineer. I request Masroor to share his views on importance of German language while working in Germany. Yeah, Masroor.
Thanks a lot, Santosh. Um, you can hear me or am
Yes,
I audible?
yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Yeah, distinguished guests, teachers, professors, dear students, and Jyoti ma'am, thanks a lot for having me on this webinar to share my experiences of my time here in Germany, a little bit as a student and basically my professional life, and basically how the German language played a major role in getting job or getting you through the life here in Germany. So without wasting a lot of time, I'll just get to the main topic. I remember like it has been 12 years since I've been in Germany, more than 12 years. I remember the day I was flying to Germany. Just a day before, I went to a shop and I bought a book. It was named Learn German in 30 Days. So I just got that book on the flight and I was reading how to say hello, how to ask a hostess for a coffee, and so on and so forth. And I was quite impressed that I can learn language in 30 days. But that was a bubble that burst when I landed in Germany. And at the train stations and all, they were making announcement that I couldn't get anything because I didn't knew the language, how it works. And from that point, I felt that it was before that I have been student. I did my engineering course and I just went to, I just came to Germany uh, in the same year. And I didn't visited any other foreign countries. That's why I couldn't actually know that what problem one can face uh, living there. Being a tourist is a different thing, but just if you go to live in a country where English is not the language, then one knows that what it is. So from day one, I that point I landed, I knew that it was a little bit mistake that I didn't have basic courses in German language, which my friend Santosh he did. And I met Santosh on the first day in a guest house in a hotel where we were living. and he could speak German. He could, and he was like, for me, I used to look up to him. Oh, he knows German, and he converses with other people. And for me, it was like, hey, great, no, one should know. I was quite impressed with that thing. So I kept on moving with my course, and day to day, this was a main topic, like learning German. I also remember the first day at German language. We have a man, as Shankar also told, that we need to get some language courses also in our course, because university wants that the international student who are coming, they also get to learn the languages if they want to mm, blend up with the society, or if they want to pursue their career further, they must learn the language slowly. So we had a basic A1 and A2 courses, and I remember the first day I came up a little bit late, 2 weeks late, because of my visa issues and all. The first day at my language class, I was the only new student on that day. So I was sitting very comfortably on my chair, and the friend besides me, he just spoke to me that, hello, madam is asking for your introduction. And I couldn't get, because she was speaking German, and I just stood up and I started speaking English. And she said, no, 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 you have to speak in German. And I was like, I don't know German, how can I speak in German? And then I was so that day ashamed, that I made sure that next class when I come in, I need to know, I need to get to learn the basic, how to introduce myself. And that was the starting point. That was the starting point. I said, no, I have to learn it, because it's not only that you came to a foreign country to study, it's also you cannot get through it if you don't know the language. You will get stuck at million points. And it's always better, and the best way is that people know the basic language, at least before coming to that country. So I was cruising through my masters, and the time came for my, let's say, for my internship, and I was applying for internship because it was mandatory. And I was applying in English, and I was getting replies in German, and I was also getting rejected in a lot of places. And the core reason was the language. Anyhow, I managed interviews, and it was interesting interview, because both parties cannot speak the common language. And it was like, somehow I got through the interview, and uh, I did my internship in BMW. And when I started my internship, it was like everybody doesn't know a single word of English. It's like a different world. And where I was living also for the internship, that period, that couple, they didn't spoke a single word of English, and I was totally in a lost world, that how to adjust it. But actually, that was the key for my learning language. I always felt that, for example, you cannot learn to swim until you end up in water. You cannot learn that swimming in land. And that's the key. You have to push yourself in an environment where, for example, in my case, I they didn't understood English. I couldn't converse in German. So I had to take a step forward to move or push myself to converse in German language. So that was the key. And I did my internship for 4 5 months. And fast forward, after 5 months, when I came back to my university, I started speaking in German language. I started before that, whenever a telephone used to come, I also used to work for part-time jobs and all. And before that, if my boss was calling, I just used to give my phone to Santosh. Santosh, can you talk for me? Because I cannot understand what he's speaking. But after this phase, after I went for internship, I just I just stayed there. I just tried, and I after 4 5 months, I could pick up the phone, I could talk in German. And that was really, really a happy moment for me. Now I can talk to people. Now I can express myself. I can German guys, they know everything. It's their country, right? They know every secret, small and big. And if you start conversing with them, they'll give you tips how to do this, how to deal with daily problems, how to get through your studies, how to deal your professors and things like that. So it's really a boost up thing. Then came my job search phase. Till my university finished, because the curriculum is also not so easy. You have to struggle a lot. You get less time. So my learning German was not so progressive. But that's what I realized when I was looking for jobs. I kept applying in English. I kept on getting rejection because job is a serious thing. It's not internship. You don't get it easily when you don't have the language. And I realized that time that was it a good idea not having language in before coming to Germany. And I always thought, because a lot of students like who come from South America, from Africa, from different nations, they take out a semester and they learn language exclusively before even they start their program. And that's what I thought, that it was, of course, a better idea that I had the language skills from India, or I took a semester out, because it would have smoothened up my journey. And even at job search phase, I remember my friends from China and from different countries, they finished the course, they could speak fluent language, and they got a job in the best company possible, which I never even got the interviews for. So at that phase, I realized that I think it was a mistake on my side not to have learned German before. And I would, as a piece of suggestion to all people who want to pursue their career, who are hearing in Germany, that's the single piece of advice I would like to give, that learn German before coming to Germany. Not to the master's level, but at least that you can communicate with the people. And once you come in this environment, you get to learn more, as Santosh did in Santosh cases. So it's really good, because it will, as Shankar told, that getting the local jobs, like Santosh mentioned, there are on-campus job, off-campus job. On-campus job has got a lot of competition. All the English guys who are speaking English, they want to get that job. And you have 2 jobs and 10 applicants. But outside, you have 10 jobs and 5 applicants. But they need the language. So uh, as Santosh mentioned, the cost of course is like 9,000 euros. Not everyone can afford it. But yes, I will tell you, because I have been here, if you know the language, you get the job. You get the job even after coming here for after a month or two, you can get the job, and you can well finance yourself throughout the course. I mean, that 9,000 euro which you bring from India, that will be like, you can touch it, but you can earn enough from here to support your whole living here. That is the role language is playing, not only while you are a student, while even searching for a job. And once I got to the company where I'm working, or where my first company, once I entered that company, I saw that why German is important. Okay, it's like they are international company. They have got clients throughout the world, but still the meetings which they perform, they prefer in German language, because Germans are successful in business. They are successful. They are world leaders in automation and all. And they know that we have done it with our language, and they respect their language. And we as a foreigner, when we come here, it is like we have to learn. We have got no other way. And it's really good, not only in the front of getting a job, but also in in the life you live here, in learning the culture, in learning the history. Language is German language is not only spoken in Germany, it's spoken in Austria, it's spoken in Belgium, spoken in Liechtenstein, Switzerland, etc. And once you get to know the language, it doesn't open a door only in Germany. You have got several countries, and they are all very good countries to pursue your career further. So it is quite very advantageous. And I would this was actually the essence what Santosh asked me to talk about, to put emphasis on that the student know the importance of learning. I will say that technical education, if I'll put at one side, and if I put on the other side language, I will say they both have same weightage. You can have all the technical degrees, and if you're not speaking the language, you won't get the job. On the other hand, you have a technical degree, maybe not so good grades, but you have German skills very nice. You may end up job earlier with more pay, and you can be more successful as well. So, in a nutshell, learning the language is actually the key. And please do emphasize on learning the language basic before coming. And of course, you can think of having a semester as well for learning German before pursuing a course, or you can pursue the course together with learning German side by side. And yeah, that's what I wanted to convey. And I Thank you a lot for listening to me. And yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Over to Santosh.
Yes, yeah. Thank you so much, Masroor. Yeah, so as Masroor said, yeah, so it's so important. It's so important to learn a German language when you really want to be in Germany. So me and Masroor have struggled a lot, and I've seen Masroor also. Like we both were, in the same rag building apartment, and
Yeah,
and we have seen all the struggles and everything. Yeah, so thank you so much, Masroor, for sharing
thanks.
all the
Yeah,
valuable information you have and the importance of German language as a student and how is it important for the professional life. Yeah, yeah, ma'am. Now I would like you to give the remarks about the webinar. Could you please, ma'am?
Thank you, Santosh. First of all, I would like to thank our two guests because Santosh
thank,
is part of BCU. So, but I would like to first thank our two guests, Mr. Shankar and Mr. Mohammed, for
thanks
making
also.
time to be with us today and sharing their experiences and sharing the points that people need to know if they want to work in Germany, study in Germany, and how important language is, whether it is German, French, Japanese, doesn't matter. Basically, it is communication. So, communication without a language is not possible, right? So, and also in India, what happens, we have so many languages. So, we don't see that importance for that one language, which is the main language for those countries. So for them, if you know their language, it is a whole different ball game. So thank you very much for coming and enlightening our audience and students and prospective students. And thank you, Santosh, for organizing this webinar because I feel it is very important that people know how each language, the importance of each language today. So that is why these series of webinars we are organizing, so that people realize how important skill it is in today's world, not just in India, but even when you go abroad, or if you are on a project in India, and how I'm sure Mr. Shankar and Mr. Mohammed already know that culturally also knowing the language is so important when you have to deal with people, and it is very important that you have that cultural background also, which comes with learning a language.
Right, right.
So yeah, that's isn't it? Would you like to add something, Mr. Mohammed?
No, no, I am saying you are totally right. What you are talking about, the cultural mingling, like without language, it cannot come. People are
Yes.
not people that they do not open up, and it is the same. Like if I see in India, my mother, she doesn't speak English, but if somebody speaks her language, she will be totally mingling with those guys. And somebody comes with a foreign language, she cannot, because she cannot speak the language, she cannot tell her
Correct.
experience, something like
Correct.
that.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I think what I would like to also end is say is that Center for Global Languages since last 35 years has been trying to teach foreign languages, and if I may say, we have been doing well, and we would like to cater to as many students and people who would like to benefit from this courses. And I must say that in South India, we are one of the biggest centers as of today, offering around 14 foreign languages at various levels. And we will be starting our admissions soon, and we will be notifying it on our web page also. So keep a lookout on our web page, and please wait for the other webinars also, which are going to follow in different languages. And any questions you have, you can send us on our email cgl.bcu@gmail.com, and we will get back to you. And so thank you once again, Santosh,
Yes.
and our great friends Mr. Shankar and Mr. Mohammed, for being with us today and sharing
Thanks.
your experiences and thoughts. Thank you. Thank you, Santosh.
Thanks a lot. Thank you for having.
So once again, to add to the ma'am's remarks, so you could see these are all the languages offered by Center of Global Languages. We have French, German, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Polish, Dutch, Finnish, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Arabic, Russian, and Hebrew. And we also offer all these courses under Certificate 1, Certificate 2, Diploma, Higher Diploma, Advanced Diploma, and we also have master programs and also Doctor of Philosophy. So if you're interested in enrolling for any of these languages, please do contact us. So our email ID is cgl.bcu@gmail.com, or we are also available on the following phone numbers. Yeah. So at the end, once again, I thank the speakers. Yeah. So Mr. Masroor and Mr. Shankar for being with us today and sharing their views on importance of learning the language. I also thank Center for Global Languages, Bengaluru City University, for organizing this webinar. And also, I would like to thank all the faculty of CGL for their support and for the guidance, and especially Professor Dr. Jyoti Venkatesh, the chairperson of CGL. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you, one and all.